The year is 2030. My name is Alaina. I'm the owner of the Neon Fringe Salon, and investors, I have an opportunity for you. We're located at 220 North Main Street in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, which is a very convenient location because there's a ton of foot traffic there, especially during the summertime. My motivation for starting the salon is that I've been in the industry for 5 years now. I've met a lot of really cool people with some really cool ideas who just haven't found the perfect place to be, and there's a niche market that we're going to cater to. In this area specifically, there are a lot of very nice conventional salons that don't tend to specialize in anything a little bit more abstract, a little bit more strange, a little more out of the ordinary, a little bit more alternative. So, by having a staff of alternative stylists, with the idea of bringing in a bunch of alternative clientele, we're creating an environment in a niche that there really isn't one in this area. Our company history, I have been in this industry for 5 years now, and I've specialized a lot in cutting, the art of technical cutting, because it's just cool, and something that I've noticed is kind of underserved in a lot of salons. And vivid colors are amazing, wonderful, love them, got a lot of friends who do them, which is why we're bringing it all here. I've pursued a lot of further education, and having been in this industry for a while, I've had the chance to observe how a lot of other places are run, and I've decided that it's time we kind of start our own thing. Our business concept is basically that we're going to be catering to a clientele that is not catered to in this area. So people with more alternative style aren't excluded from other salons in the area, but they just don't quite have the vibe that we are going for. It's going to be kind of eclectic. A lot of our decor is going to be thrifted and vintage because we want it to be a hodgepodge of different eras. The whole place is going to be incredibly aesthetically interesting. It looks like something you could have swiped off of Pinterest, with the whole goal of being incredibly photographable. So when people do post pictures on social media, it'll be obvious where they came from. And some people might seek us out because of the aesthetic appeal. Aside from the general vibe of the place, one of the things that sets us apart is we intentionally bring in stylists who are fresh out of beauty school because we want to get them the further education and experience they need to succeed in this industry. A lot of entry-level jobs want you to have several years of experience, and our goal is to have a solid staff, but also people who rotate through to get their experience and then to move on. We offer haircuts, colors, perms, nail services, waxing, makeup, just all the stuff all around. One of the things we do have are we've got like makeover packages, which is makeup, hair, and color tied together, and you get a slight discount on all of them if you purchase a package. So we've talked about some fun stuff. I've given you a taste of what you're going to be contributing to if you do decide to invest in me. And here's the not fun stuff, the money. I need your money. Right up front, I'm asking for $100,000 because that will go to basic renovation of the place, and the primary cost in there is going to be our first bit of rent, along with our ability to purchase one-time things like chairs, shampoo bowls, stations, mirrors, all that jazz. Right now, it is pretty open in there, so we'll probably have to throw up a few walls, which won't be that crazy, but that's why I'm saying ballpark $100,000, because things like plumbing and ventilation are going to be costly, but I can't get exact numbers on those unless I am seriously inquiring and talking to contractors about it. Some other very necessary people to have, aside from investors and stylists, will be an accountant and a lawyer. Basically, with the lawyer, they'll make sure everything that we're doing is above board, which it should be anyway, but specifically when we're signing contracts to get deals and stuff. And an accountant is just good to have because they will help keep everything in line, so I don't have to worry as much about the month-to-month expenses, like the minutia of it. They will give me a report about it when we need to know. Other people aside from the stylist we'll have there will probably just be a cleaner. We will do our best to keep everything clean and tidy, but it will be nice just to have somebody whose specific job it is to keep the place looking nice. For our vision statement, we want to integrate with the community and become the people you think of if you're thinking of kind of a crazy out-of-the-norm haircut, wild, wonderful, vivid colors, really precisely done curly cuts, just things that other salons are doing to some extent, but that is our thing. That is what we do. And for a mission statement, we believe that everyone deserves to feel beautiful, and it is our job and our mission to create an environment where everybody feels safe and welcome. People of any age are welcome at our salon, but our primary target market is fairly broad, and I would say ranges from around 18 years of age to around 50. I think the people we will be seeing most frequently are going to range from like 18 to 30. A big thing among our target market is the art of DIY, and that extends to clothing and also hair. So one of the things we want to do is to have a diverse enough staff that people can come in and, for potentially the first time in years, trust somebody other than themselves or a close friend with their hair. We want to create things that are a little bit off the wall that you might feel a little bit uncomfortable asking for in a different salon. The environment is very professional, but also not serious. People should feel put at ease, like they could ask for the craziest haircut and color combination ever, and like their stylist wouldn't give them a nasty look. Our goal is to cultivate comfort for people who have requests that you just don't hear a lot. When it comes to products, the things we'll be using on people's hair and that we'll be retailing will be Verb, because I really like the pricing structure. It's easy, straightforward, makes sense, and I think it's very not intimidating if you are a client trying to buy something that's a little bit higher than what you're used to. The other thing is, when it comes to color, I would say we're probably going to start with Matrix because that's what I'm familiar with, but we would also branch out and potentially change color lines while everybody finds what they like best. If a certain stylist has experience with something and prefers it, we could potentially bring in a small stock of that for them to use and then to introduce the other stylists to. The whole thing is going to be a very collaborative environment and atmosphere where people feel free to bring up their concerns or new ideas. So our industry sector description: hair and nail salon revenue is estimated to rise at a CAGR of 7.8% and reach $90.9 billion by the end of 2025, with a 0.5% rise in revenue in 2025 alone. And this is coming from Ibis World, which just means it's a promising industry to be in. A little more on demographics, I think that people who are probably most likely to come to us will be female identifying or non-binary. Guys are welcome too, anybody's welcome, as long as you're not boring. Boring people stay out. We just want to have a good fun time. Most of our marketing will be guerrilla marketing. We're going to have posters up inside cafes or just like on message boards in small businesses around town. And business cards. Each stylist will have their own business card with a QR code on it linking to their personal social medias. We will also have a social media as a salon, just promoting each other's work and kind of doing like the parasocial thing where it's like, come see us, our stylists are fun. Also, they do good things. Fun stuff like that. But yeah, basically going to events where people are having fun and then approaching them or like eavesdropping. They're like, oh, my hair. Business card, come see us. Come see us. We'll do a good job. You'll have a great time. Guerrilla marketing. Because then the only thing we're paying for is paper, which is so incredibly cheap compared to a lot of the other options. One of the biggest advantages we'll have over other places in town is that we are constantly bringing in new fresh-faced stylists. By hiring people directly out of school, not only are we offering them work experience, we are also bringing in brand new ideas. People who are probably more on top of trends than more experienced stylists would be. People who just have been working with hair very freshly and who want to bring something new to the table. You have a lot of creativity there. And some of the benefit of that is like rehabbing people who may not have had the most fun time in school, bringing the creativity out of them and helping them become the best stylist they could be before they go off further. And having that as part of our goal and letting that be a known and shared thing kind of aligns with the values of a lot of the people that we are going to be targeting. Not only are we creating the aesthetic that they like, we are also practicing a version of a lifestyle that a lot of people identify with and support. When it comes to pricing, it's not cheap, but it's also not going to destroy your bank account. We want things to be affordable, so somebody could make an appointment with a stylist for a consultation, figure out what they want, ballpark how much that would cost, and then be able to work and save up a little bit to get that hair goal done. We don't want to be unattainable. We don't want to attract a very super duper fancy, prissy clientele, because that's not fun. That's not the kind of people we have working there. We want just anybody to be able to come in, figure out what they want, leave with a price in mind, and then come back very shortly after, because it's not unattainable. It's not unaffordable. We want beauty to be something that anybody can access. People in the door, free haircut. We'll also work on a referral system. You refer 3 people to us, you get a piece of retail free. If you refer more, probably 6, you get a whole haircut free. I don't know if that's a great deal, but it's an incentive. Most of our marketing will be done through paper things that are easy to hand out, so if you run into somebody who seems cool, hand it to them. Or social media, each stylist is gonna have their own page. We're gonna have a big page. It'll just be a lot of promotion. I think if it's still around, TikTok will be a good avenue because that's a good way to get yourself out there. Instagram is a good way to have a very easy to find public portfolio. Facebook will be there too. Be getting the first people in the door, and then once they're there and we've kind of gotten them to be trusting in us, they're gonna tell their friends. We're gonna ask them to tell their friends. We're gonna do a little referral thing, and it'll just be great. Because chances are, if this person's super great to work with, their friend's probably gonna be okay to work with as well. And then they'll tell people, and then they'll tell people, and before you know it, we've got people traveling to come see us. Our dispenser room can be locked. That's where we're going to keep our chemicals. At the end of the day, all the lighteners and developers and all our cleaning products are just going to be locked away, so nothing crazy can happen. And also, because we're going to be a temperature-controlled place, because it would be awful if we weren't, we're not going to have to worry about keeping stuff in the fridge, because all those cabinets should be cool and dry. I don't think we're going to struggle with retail because the same products we are going to be selling people are the exact same ones we're going to use on their hair. We'll have a system sort of similar to the one at Trilogy where you write everything down in your client's profile and we file that away. So if they really like the product, they can come back and we can get it to them, along with the information about how it was used. But yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to sell something. If you use a product on someone's hair and they really like it, you can be like, oh my gosh, and you can purchase that here, but no pressure, because we don't want to be pushy, because pushy is not the vibe. When it comes to ownership, I am the sole owner, but we are under an LLC, so if anything crazy happens, my life isn't destroyed, you know? But even though I'm the owner, I want it to be very collaborative. I want everyone to have a voice. I want everyone to feel comfortable sharing their ideas. When it comes to something like cash flow or utilities, that's something I'd feel more comfortable sharing after a few months of operation when we have actual numbers to back up the idea. Because truth is, I'm not sure what services would be most popular right off the bat. So the exact expenses about chemicals and stuff are not available yet. Because maybe somebody does a really great perm and then, oh my gosh, suddenly we're the place to go for perms. And then that jacks that price up. Or maybe people are really into our haircuts and then that's not so much a chemical expense, but just because we're washing hair and everything, it's still water. But yeah, the overall utilities aren't going to be anything crazy. It's more the chemical costs chemicals and products that are a little bit more unpredictable. When it comes to taxes, that's why I have an accountant, so it's not my problem, because taxes, ew, boo, not my fave. But yeah, quarterlies, yearly, keeping good track of those just to kind of make sure everything tracks and checks out. That's what my accountant's for. For internal risks, theft is a big one, and the other ones are because this is an older building, which is part of what makes it so cool, but there might be infrastructure issues that we just aren't aware of yet. I'm thinking leaky ceilings, potential flooding. Oshkosh hasn't had a major flood since a long time ago. They redid the sewer system, but still, that's a consideration. A fire would be bad. We have a lot of electrical equipment. Everyone will be responsible, but sometimes even when you do everything right, an electrical fire still starts. So yeah, internal stuff. For external risks, I'd be kind of worried about snow, just because it's weird, awful, and unpredictable. Flooding's not an internal risk, that's an external risk. But yeah, just generally. Also break-ins. I don't want to get robbed. That would suck. We'll have insurance for that.